I think traditionally we are a society where it's been very hard for those who have selected to choose to donate their eggs and sperm to come forward and make this generous offer. And hence, in 2005, when the regulations changed, in order to help with medical advances, in order to in time for those who were looking for organ donation, for example, the regulation changed so that it would make it easier for donor-conceived children to look out for their siblings if they needed help. So I think what is likely to happen is that initially, with this new change in regulation, we're likely to see a big shift, and it's going to panic many people to begin with, which is exactly what happened in 2005 when the new regulation came into being.
So you think that people may not donate? They may think twice about donating, at least initially.
No doubt. This is exactly what we saw back then. But in time, things did settle and people began to realize the importance of removing the anonymity clause from the donation. I think moving forward, this is a step in the right direction. No doubt change is inevitable. And now with, genetic testing available where you can do the ancestry mapping. In time, people will discover whether the regulation and the law has changed or not. In time, people will realize that they were, conceived through donor use, and equally, you'll be able to find out, who your siblings are, who the donor was. So you won't be able to hide it. So you might as well do the right thing. And make it very open where everyone is in the know. So the donors are made aware that their identity will be revealed. And equally, it will give those who are on the receiving end, the recipients, take informed choices. And I think this is the appropriate approach.
And how are families feeling that you're working with, families who can't conceive naturally, that are relying on donors, spending huge amounts of money on that, and now they're going to have to be open from the outset about who's made that donation? It's going to change things for them, isn't it?
No doubt. What we saw in 2005 is there was a big shift in those who wanted donors and were finding it very hard to find suitable donors in the UK to travel overseas. So that practice will no doubt increase. But the bit that I'm quite worried about is that there is illegal trade happening where men are donating to women outside of the controlled clinic environment. And we'll only be able to stop this by educating the women who are looking for donor sperm about the very serious medical risk that they are taking by using untested samples. So that is my big worry. Secondly, in the past, couples had the choice of telling their child whether they were conceived through donor conception, but now they'll have to most certainly be very sure that they will need to tell their child. It's not a case of it being their choice. In fact, they will need to be open right at the onset. And then thirdly, it will make it quite hard for couples to choose a donor. Up until now, there was very little that was being revealed. It was very simple, just hair color, eye color, ethnicity, height and weight. But now, once the regulation changes and the donors are meant to reveal quite significantly about their background, their education, I think couples will find it really hard to find a suitable match. There is a lot to think about. But clearly, it is a step that we've got to take. UK has always been at the forefront in this sector, and I think this is just another step in the right direction.